Hey everyone, this is Nic LaRue from FilmSnobbery. I'm here at the 25th annual FirstGlance Film Festival. I'm here at the Colonial Theater, and who am I here with today?
Bethel Bates.
Bethel, hello. What movie are you here with?
I'm here with The Condemned Free.
The Condemned Free. Give us a little taste of what that movie is about. It's a documentary.
Yes, it's a documentary. The Condemned Free, it takes a look at mass incarceration, the recidivism rate, and the school-to-prison pipeline, specifically in Philadelphia.
From slavery to Jim Crow to mass incarceration, we're stuck in a timeline of deja vu, a plagiarized account, walking to the same beat, just in a different pair of shoes. Hear no evil, and you'll never have to treat the trauma.
That while most black people believe race is an issue, most white people don't. A divergence of opinion that existed even at the height of the civil rights movement in the 1960s.
What that means is that white Americans are twice as likely to believe that Elvis might still be alive than we are to believe what people of color tell us they experience on a fairly regular basis. That is denial so profound as to boggle the mind, but there it is.
The details so visceral that the same story becomes a view.
Mark Gilson from the district attorney's office violated my constitutional rights in every way that he could in order to get the conviction.
If you're black in America, you run into bias at a pretty young age.
The incarceration of black men, the national average is 5% higher than their white counterparts. But just here in Pennsylvania, it's 8%. Like, we are particularly leading the country in incarcerating black men at a higher rate than the nation.
It's easy to shrug it off, to never ask questions of why a courtroom never feels righteous, why the same crime writes a different sentence depending on the shade of skin.
Private prisons, which are about 50% of the juvenile justice system, and that's who's mainly impacted our young people, are a source of revenue.
There are kids that are 15, 16 years old. For us to give up on them and throw their lives away at that age is just a travesty.
Never have to examine the constellations of ancestral memory that fill the penitentiary with the sound of home.
I didn't miss nothing else. Everybody that was in my neighborhood that I was cool with, that I hung with, they was all in here.
I don't want nobody killing my kids. You took one. You took one.
My only dream in the world was to just be free.
Okay. How long did it take for you to research the movie?
I want to say it took me maybe a year, a year or so, yeah.
What about it was, for you specifically, like, I need to tell this story, this really needs to come out? Was there a specific incident in your life that sparked it in terms of, like, you found something out, or?
Well, I want to say, okay, one of my first thoughts was, okay, we have Ava DuVernay's The 13th.
Love Ava.
We have Crime and Punishment, and we also have The Innocent Project. So my thought was, okay, isn't there enough content out there already? And so my answer to that was no, because as long as there is inequality when it comes to black and brown people, that we have to just continuously tell the story until it's no longer an issue. Right. So it was just about bringing more awareness to the community, keeping them abreast of the fact that we still have a lot of work to do, and just coming together as one big family. That's what our goal is as humanity.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Did you find that as you were kind of going through it and then shooting it, that any progress has been made at all, or do you feel like, especially in the last several years? Okay, great.
Well, even though it seems like the last few years we have had some setbacks, but overall we're still forging forward. You know what I mean? We're still fighting the battle. I mean, we're going backwards a little bit with the voting rights and things of that nature, but I still have to say we have come a long way. We have come a long way, yes.
And did you? I full stop. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm
Right,
sorry.
right.
Hopefully I'll see it here. Did you interview anyone who was incarcerated for the documentary?
Absolutely.
And
I have a gentleman that was incarcerated since back and forth in and out of the prison system since he was 9.
wow.
And he just looked at it like, and it wasn't even about the innocence or guilt, because he actually was guilty.
Okay.
But it was just about the fact that even with the same crimes as our counterparts, black and brown people get different sentences.
Yes.
You know, they get harsher sentences. They get incarcerated for longer periods of time. So it was that, and it became normal. It becomes normal to people in a neighborhood that are back and forth in and out of the system like that. And so that's what that was about.
And the severity of the crimes too. You know, you have a white person that, you know, they'll go to jail for, if they go to jail for a marijuana possession or dealing or something like that, as opposed to a black or brown person who they're going to do not pass go, do not collect $200, go
And
right to jail.
And they have a better, you know, I want to say they have better representation.
Yeah.
Where black and brown people are asked more so a lot of times, like, just plead. You know, take a plea bargain even if you are innocent.
Wow.
Because you don't have representation, and 9 out of 10, the jury is going to find you guilty. And so even if you're innocent, they plead out a lot. You know, so I thought that's a lot. We have to work on that. We really have to work on that. Yeah.
And what are some of the things that you kind of got along the way as far as like assistance from other organizations or anything? Did you get a chance to kind of come across anything that were like, wow, we really like what you're doing or what you're trying to say with the story, we'd love to help you?
Exactly, yeah. So I had a lot of people involved. I had a judge involved. I had a council person. So I sought out people in the professional field, of course, that work with these types of situations and, you know, on a daily basis. So they gave their expertise, professionals, professors, teachers, people that were especially in the school system. Like, you know, when we grew up, there were NTAs. They had people like that. They didn't have police officers actually in the schools that would actually arrest the students. And so I find that very alarming that you would lock these children up at this age, giving them a record.
Yeah.
You know, because that follows them. So, you know, whatever happened to the NTAs and the truant officers and those people that would step in and try to help you not to go down that road and not try to cause you, this would be like your first initiation into the prison system, you know, so, yeah.
And are you excited to get this in front of an audience, to kind of get them, you know, hoping that they'll want to get involved, you know, on the, you know, for this cause and you know, to continue the fight here for, you know, getting people not incarcerated?
Exactly. Yes, and that was the main goal. You know, my goal was to put this in a, you know, in several. I actually entered it into several film festivals. So
was there anything about FirstGlance that stood out to you that were like, I think I want to play here?
Yeah, because I saw that. Okay, usually when I look at a film festival, I go and I look at previous winners.
Sure.
And I wanted to see. I only enter festivals that acknowledge black and brown people. Some
Absolutely.
of the festivals you only see, you know, my counterparts, maybe, you know, Caucasian people or whatever. But FirstGlance, I want to say, they are like an equal opportunity
Absolutely.
festival.
Yeah.
And so I like that about them. So because when you enter these festivals and you're paying to go in them, you want to make sure that you're at least going to have a fair shake. You
Absolutely.
know?
Absolutely.
So, and I found that with FirstGlance.
That's fantastic. Well, we thank you for being here, and we thank you for the interview, and I want to say good luck to your screening.
And thank you so much for having me.